These are the 5 major reasons why you are broke. I'm gonna get straight to it. I'm gonna keep it real. I'm gonna keep it raw. Look, reason number 1. Number 1 is bad habits. Now, bad habits, of course. But what do I mean by bad habits? I mean bad lifestyle choices. If you like to smoke, it's gonna cost you. If you like to smoke weed, it's gonna cost you. If you like to vape, it's gonna cost you. If you addicted to drinking, it's gonna cost you. You like to pop pills, it's gonna cost you. This stuff is gonna cost you money, and it's gonna cost you time, and it's gonna soak up all of the extra money that you could have used to get you out of your situation. If you coming from the struggle, if you coming from, living check to check, if you coming from not having money, not having nothing saved up, not having a car, you know what I'm trying to say, this is very important for you to you have to live it's a thin line for you to make it out of that, is what I'm trying to say. It's a thin line to make it out of that poverty. It's a very thin line, and this is going to pull you down immediately. It's going to pull you down significantly. People are spending, cigarettes. People smoke a pack a day. I don't know what it is for cigarettes, but what are they, like $8-10 a pack? Look, $10 times a month. That's $300 a month you spending on cigarettes, right? Times, after a year, you just spent $3,600 that just got smoked into the air. People buying weed, buying switchers, hitting up the weed man, right? People paying $100 plus a week to smoke weed. That's $100 a week you spending on weed and swishers and blah blah blah. $100 a week. Then that's $400 a month. $400 a month. That's $4,800 every year. That's $4,800 every year that you just smoked up into the atmosphere, and you're broke. You probably still don't got a car. Like that's gonna keep you broke. If you would have stayed down and stayed at your job, right, and instead of smoking, instead you paid yourself that $10 every day, instead of you paid yourself that $100 at your day that you set aside for yourself, you would have $4,800 every year, like clockwork. It would be there. It adds up. And you could take that $4,800 to get you a used car, right? And so now maybe you don't gotta work at the job you're working at. Now you could work at a better company with more money. Now you could go take that car that you bought and do DoorDash, do Postmates, do Amazon Flex, do something that you can hustle and make some more money with, because now you got your car, now you got transportation, and increase how much money you making. But if you got zero at the end because of your bad habits, you can't save no money with no bad habits, bro. I don't care how common it is. I don't care how many people push it. I don't care if everybody does it. I'm gonna be the one person that tell you don't do it. It's gonna, not for the health reasons, not for spiritual reasons, you know what I'm saying, which you shouldn't do it for those reasons, but just for the sole sake that this is gonna pull your money down. And so you really lose when you don't take care of yourself. The bad habits is gonna pull you down. Number 2, this is a big subject that I always talk about. I've been in many debates about this, and I'm gonna stand 10 toes on this every time. Do not get that car payment. Do not sign up for that car payment. Stay your ass out of the dealership. Do not get that car payment. This is gonna drag This is gonna drag you down, bro. This is gonna be the reason you broke right here. That car payment. Oh yeah. You wanna pay $600 a month for that? Nah. $600 a month. People go and get. Let me calm down. I'm gonna get worked up, but. If you cannot afford to pay cash for something, you cannot afford it. That is so complicated to people, but if you cannot buy it outright, you cannot afford it. That is the real. I don't care. I'm willing to debate with anybody on that. It's common sense. If you cannot afford it right now, you cannot buy it. And so people don't understand how car payments work, and some people do not care how car payments work, but this is going to be the reason why, you know what I'm saying, you are out the game. The same, if you get a used car, first of all, if you can't afford a new car, what are you at the dealership board trying to get a $25,000-$30,000 car for it if you broke? I wouldn't do it. Just because everyone is doing it, everyone is living check to check. Everyone goes to work and they never see any of their money. Every time their bank account is on zero, it's just like they're working for their car and their home. The home and the car are supposed to get you to somewhere, you know what I'm saying? But you literally are a slave to your home and your car. That's all you work for. You have no money for anything else. Don't fall into that trap. Car payment. Cars are overvalued, and even at the dealerships, car dealerships are going to charge you they're gonna up the price on you. Like, you can get used cars. You can get a car for 4 or 5 racks. The more you got, the better you can get. But you can get a reliable car for 5 or 6 racks. It's gonna get you around, bro. It's not gonna be a 2025. It might be a 2017. But you can grab that car and it can run good, and it'll have, you know what I'm saying, 90 to 100,000 miles on it, bro. And you can still do exactly what everyone else is doing with that car and be done with no payments. Now, if you could do that with 5 racks, why would you go and get a car payment? A car payment is you just signed a contract away to pay $500-$600 a month. $600 a month. People never get to the point where they see their money adding up, but that stuff adds up quick, month after month. $600 a month. $600 a month is $7,200 every year, right? That's $7,200. Instead of paying a car payment, if you would have paid yourself, at the end of 1 year, you would have $7,200 in 1 year. Now, you sign this thing for 4 or 5 years, sometimes even 6 years, right, to pay for that freaking car payment. $7,200 in 2 years, you would have had $14,500. In 3 years of saving, if you just gave yourself, you would have $21,000 in your account if you paid yourself your car payment. But you don't do that. You don't want to pay yourself. You'll pay them. You'll pay them though. You'll give them all your money, and then you be broke and wonder why you broke is because, you know what I'm saying, you keep buying stuff that you cannot afford. When you could have saved up for 1 year, grinded, took the bus, you know what I'm saying, grinded, did what you got to do, and you could have had you a car and then took that car and, you know what I'm saying, used it to make you some more money. Used it to go to a job that was maybe for the way that make you a little more bread. But yeah, that car payment is gonna take you out. I can talk all day on that. I can get into it about how the interest ain't really the interest. Just because they tell you it's 15%, 20% interest, that doesn't mean you're paying 20%. That means 20% every year. Meaning if you sign a 5-year term, that means it's basically like 20% interest rate every year, which is like 20 times 20 plus 20 plus 20 plus 20 plus 20, which is 100% interest rate, which if you got the car for $20,000, you're gonna end up paying damn near $40,000 for it. You're not gonna pay $20,000, and you think because it's 20% interest rate or 15% interest rate, you know what I'm saying? No, you're gonna end up paying double what the car's worth. They're real manipulative and they're real snaky around people who don't know how to monitor their money. They'll never even tell you the full price of it. They'll just tell you what the payments is, because people don't know what money is and how fast it accumulates because they never get to that point. But the same car, you can go get a used car. You can go get you a used car for you know what I'm saying, 5 racks, 10 racks, depending on what you're trying to get. And that same car, that's 10 racks that you can buy for cash, will be at the dealership with the same amount of miles, the same as used. It'll be at the dealership, and they'll want 18, 19 for it. And then that comes with the interest. So they'll mark it up for 18, 19, but when you get done with the monthly payments after 5 years, you will have paid like $35,000. So you went to the dealership and got the same car I got cash, but the difference is in 5 years, you paid $35,000 for the car, and I gave them 9, 10 for it. 9, 10, 11 for it, and was done. $35,000 versus 9, 10, but you can't save cash. But anyway, I'm gonna get off the subject, car payment. We can talk about that later. Number 3, the third reason why you broke. Hold up. Let me switch back to black. The third reason why you broke is because you be taking off too fast, or you be taking off too soon. Taking off too soon. What do I mean by this? I mean, spending all your money or going all in on something and having nothing left over, nothing else saved. That's spending all your money on a car and not having no money You forget. That's spending all your money on moving into a place on a down payment and not having no money saved up for anything happens. Anything can happen, and if you come from a struggle, you know that the only thing that's guaranteed to happen is shit that's gonna happen. Like shit, stuff is gonna happen. And so taking off too soon, when you take off too soon, you're gonna crash that plane. What I mean by this, bruh, if you in whatever situation where you got a roommate, you staying with somebody, and whatever the situation is, you staying with your folks, whatever, and you trying to stack some money to get your own place, right? And as soon as you get whatever it is for the down payment for the place is, you move in, you're gonna fail. I promise you. I guarantee you're gonna fail because you're too eager. Don't jump the gun. You know, what's gonna happen is you get that down payment, you get into that place. There's expenses that come with that. You don't need furniture. You don't need stuff. You don't need food. You don't need. There's stuff that you gotta account for, and you're gonna be barely making it at best. Like, you know. And when you're barely making it, when you can pay your bills and have $0 left over, you're going to fall eventually. What's going to happen is something's going to happen. You can lose your job, you can lose whatever, and you're trapped into that lease for 12 months. What will happen is that something happens, and now you $1,000 short on rent, right? So what are you going to do? You're going to ask to borrow money or blah, blah, or you'll mess around and take out a loan, or you'll mess around and go take out a lien on your car, right? Which is a loan that you're gonna pay high interest back on, which now you're back juggling, and eventually you're gonna fight so hard to keep this place that you got, right? And you're gonna spend all your time and energy paying for loans and your place to try to just have zero, right? And in the end, what happens is what happens is you get evicted from the place. You have $0 in your bank account, and now you have a bankruptcy on your credit. That's going to happen. It's going to happen. You're just trying to delay the inevitable. And that whole year, whatever you stayed in your apartment, you made $0. You still have $0 in your savings. You still have $0. You still have the same money that you started with. And so you make no progress. And so I would rather shack up and stay with my folks. I would rather shack up and give me a roommate. I would rather do what I gotta do and have some money that I can play with, because that's how you gonna make more money in the future. You have to have money to invest in order to make it out of that situation. And if you never make it to where you save up any money, you'll never have any money to invest. And if you never invest, you're never gonna get no bread. So you're gonna stay in that situation forever. It's a trap. You're gonna stay in this constant loop forever. You'll be 20, then 30, then 40, then 50, then 60, and life is going to be over just before you know it, and you'll never make no money. You'll stay broke for the rest of your life. Do not fall for that trap, and I mean that with every ounce of my soul. Don't fall for the trap. Don't take off too soon. Stay down. Stay down until it's ready. Number four is a real quick one. Number 4 is simple laziness. You broke because you lazy. You broke because you don't like to work. You broke because you call off every time they say you could go home early. You broke because you know what I'm saying, you don't like to work. If you don't like to work, if you don't work, you're not going to get money. I don't know what world y'all live in. Don't fall for the hype that because most people, and when I say most people, are really, it's statistically enough to say all people, because it's the vast majority. You're not going to, you can't make it being lazy. You know, you got to be able to work them shifts. You got to be able to work 8, 10, 12-hour shifts. Go get that money, stack that paper up, like put it to the side, put it up and don't spend it. You know what I'm saying? Be able to work. You have to be able to work a job, work 2 jobs, work 1 job and work a side hustle, stack your money up, bro. You don't got nothing but time. You're not doing nothing else better with your time. You might as well put in some work. When you put in that work, that money start stacking up. You can start using that money to do what you want to do, right? So you work hard, you can play hard, but you ain't never gonna be able to play hard if you don't work hard. So you cannot be lazy. Stop being lazy. If you need a job, go put in them jobs. You gotta hop on the computer, use some brain power, lock in, sit there for a couple hours. Go on Indeed, go on Glassdoor, upload your resume, tweak that. You have to do all that work. Put in the work. If you don't put in the work, you're not gonna eat. If you don't cook, you're not gonna eat. You know what I'm saying? So don't be surprised if you ain't making no money. Don't be surprised if you broke and you lazy, because it's not gonna happen when you being lazy. Work on not being lazy. Number 5 and the last one is materialism. Materialism will take you out the game. Always needing the new Jordans. Always needing the new clothes. Always you gotta wear all the polo. You gotta have the Ralph Lauren. You gotta have the, you know what I'm saying, all the designer name brands. You're trying to do Balenciaga. I know people with Gucci wallets with $5 in them. You know, with $5 in them. You know, they got Gucci wallets, Gucci belt, Gucci down with. You call them up, hey, you trying to go on this trip? Oh no, I can't afford it. I don't got 100. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got no money to put in. So don't fall for the materialism scam. Don't be super hyper materialistic, especially if you don't got the money to be that. Why are you trying to look like something you not? Why are you trying to flex when you don't have money? You know what I'm saying? It's stupid. People will have materialism and drive this super high value car, right? You gotta have the new Benz. You gotta have that because they qualify. They qualify to be a slave for that car payment, and they got that new Benz, right? But they can't drive it nowhere but to work, and so you still got $0 in your bank account. You got a nice car, but you can't afford to take a girl on a date because you don't got no money. You know what I'm saying? You got a car, you can't go nowhere but to work. I would rather not have a car and be able to have the freedom to do and the power to do stuff than to look rich and not be rich. Being rich feels a lot better than having money. Feels a lot better than looking like having money. I'm gonna tell you that right now. You sleep a lot more peaceful. You cap your whole life capping for trying to look good for people that wouldn't give you $1 if you needed it. And so who are you trying to impress, bro? Materialism will take you out the game. It'll have you spending all type of money. It'll have you trying to look like you balling. You're not fooling nobody but yourself. You're not hurting nobody but yourself. So that materialism will take you out the game and will definitely keep you the broke. In the end, these are the 5 things that's gonna keep you broke. These are the 5 harsh truths that's gonna keep you broke. Bad habits, you know what I'm saying? Bad lifestyle choices, smoking, drinking, being addicted to anything, it's gonna cost you money. You're gonna blow money quick. Car payment that hit every day, that $500 a month, that $600 a month, you know what I'm saying? That's thousands of dollars every year that you could have had and used it to pay off the car. But you're gonna be stuck in a rat race paying for this car. By the time you pay that car off, it's gonna be ready to blow up. And you're gonna need another one, and you're gonna have nothing to save because you spent it all on your car payment. Taking off too soon, using all your money, going all in on stuff, moving into that new apartment with $0 left in your savings. It's an eventual ticking time bombing. You're going to fall, and when you fall, you will fall, and you're gonna be kicked out of your place. You're gonna have $0. You might have some loans that you took out because you're just trying to pay your bills, and then in the end, you're gonna have an eviction on your credit, on your history anyway. So it's like, you might as well stay down, you know what I'm saying? Stay down longer so you can fly instead of taking off too soon because you're gonna eventually crash. Laziness, you ain't gonna get nothing if you lazy. You ain't gonna eat if you don't work. And materialism, always needing the latest and the greatest, the newest and the coolest, that's gonna hit your pockets. That's all I got for this video. Tap into my channel. I'm gonna be going over this. I'm going over this because people really need to hear this. The world is really in need of financial advice and financial coaching. They don't teach this stuff in school. I'm gonna go over in depth and break down car payments. I'm gonna go over all of this stuff. I'm gonna go over. There's a bunch more topics I'm gonna cover, but tap into the channel, and I'm gonna see y'all soon. These are the 5 things that you need to avoid if you wanna keep some money in your pocket. Peace.